And there we have, frankly, no margin of error because of our margins in the House, which is why we're here together to try to come up with how we can get a very ambitious agenda done in a very short order, a quick timeline. I'm confident we'll get it done because we have a president who is a no-nonsense, not willing to accept not getting things done, and I think you have a mandate from the American people. But again, our margins are very, very slim, and these are complex, difficult issues, but I'm actually very confident that we'll get it done.
I share my colleagues' views that this conference is really going to be about what we're going to do with reconciliation, keeping the president's promises, keeping our promises, demonstrating to the American people that we can indeed govern. We do have very slight majorities, and so people ask me, well, what's the difference between this Congress and the last Congress when we also had the majority in the House? Is that we have President Trump. And President Trump wants his agenda passed. We want to pass President Trump's agenda because it's good for America. And we have to put our differences aside and not stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking about the country as a whole. And on the reconciliation package, I am sure there are going to be some things in that package that I may not like personally, but on the whole, the package is going to be good for America, and we need to move it forward. And so we need to extend the Trump tax cuts. If not, we're going to have the largest tax increase in American history. We have to secure our border. We have to make America energy dominant. We have to stop this unnecessary regulation that's holding America and Americans back in our economy, and a whole slew of other things that we need to tackle in that reconciliation. And so I know that that's the purpose of why we're here, why the president is here, why our speaker is here, to unite us and get us rowing in the same direction.
Can you both weigh in on what's going on right now, the immigration sweeps? We have, in the last day, reported on a couple of people who have been convicted criminals, who have been taken into custody. Both of them have been convicted and living here for at least 20 years. So I'm wondering if you know or can weigh in on, I mean, that's 5 or 6 presidential administrations. Why is it possible now? And I remember President Trump in 2019 did this as well.
Right.
But why is there a 20 or 30 year lag for people to be in that limbo without being taken out?
We know that there are millions of people who are here unlawfully, including, 1.3 million who already have their orders to be taken out of the country. Among those, we also know that there are severe criminals, serious criminals, that have, by the way, been recently allowed into the United States. And to your point, there may be others who have been here for a long time who are, again, career criminals. And I think what's changed is, again, that President Trump got here this time not only with a strong mandate to do what he said he was going to do, but unlike the first time, he now also understands, and you can see it, the importance of putting his people in there immediately to get the agenda done immediately. The first 4 years of President Trump, well, the first 2 years, by the way, the bureaucracy was in the way. It took him 2 years to kind of figure that out and get his people in there. Well, he learned from that first experience, and you're seeing that rather dramatically now. He's taking more aggressive steps as far as putting people in, getting people out of the way that are obstacles to the America First agenda. The America First agenda is safety, prosperity, and so I think experience is part of that this is a president who, again, he was in the White House for 4 years, learned how to do things, how to get things done, and he's using that experience in a very effective way in just now 1 week in office.
I have a different take on it. I think that actually the disastrous policies of the last 4 years of President Biden have actually put a spotlight on immigration and the immigration problem here in the United States. And frankly, the American people have said, okay, enough. And so if there is a deportation order, if we are indeed a country of laws, then we need to follow our laws. And so ICE is doing the job it's supposed to be doing, which is once you have a deportation order, then you're supposed to carry out that deportation order. Now, in my druthers, I'd rather actually have those that are more recent, okay, will go first, but also it all depends on the nature of the crime and the crime that you committed while you were here. And so I don't have the details of that. But again, all this talk and this problem with immigration came about because of the last 4 years of the Biden administration and their total lack of following law and their wide open doors wide open policy of anybody can enter the United States. And that was a huge factor in President Trump winning the presidency. And also it was his promise. So the things that he's doing are the things he said he was going to do. Unlike many politicians who tell you, promise you the moon and give you nothing, this president is actually carrying out on his promises, and that's why we're here too. Because there's a lot of promises that are going to take Congress's congressional action in order to implement, and he wants to make sure that he gets that accomplished. And frankly, most of us ran on that same platform. And so it's the promises that we made to our constituencies too that we need to accomplish here.